everybody, it's Cindy Matalucci, your host of The Pulse and Live with Cindy. It's Friday, you guys. We made it through another Friday, another week. I'm so excited to have you guys with us today. You know we love to spend this 30 minutes with you, entertaining you. There's so many great things going on in our city again. Events, you guys, concerts, they're all happening. We're going to keep you in the know, tell you where you need to go, so make sure you're watching our show for all the scoop. And of course, following us on social media at The Pulse SD. If you guys have a story for us or you have something that you want to be featured on our show, hit us up at The Pulse SD on social media or the website, thepulsesd.com, so that we can get you featured. Okay, so I have to start out thanking my sponsors. We love them. So Coffee Ambassador, you guys, they've been in business in San Diego over 50 years. They do coffee delivery right. They keep us caffeinated. We love them because before we do the things, we drink the coffee. So thank you so much to Coffee Ambassador. We love you guys. Also, shout out to our other sponsor, Windus Fernandez Brinkhoard from Trilogy Financial Services, my financial planner, Abner's financial planner. We love Windus. So she and her team have got you covered for all your financial needs. And you're actually going to hear from her a little later in the show. So thank you, Windus. We love you. Okay, you guys, so we have a great show for you. I want to dive in because we've got some great local companies, some amazing events that you have to get out to and get your tickets to ASAP. So my first guest today is Stephanie Coolidge, Executive Director of Face Foundation. Hi.
Thank you for having me. This is fantastic. Thank you.
Welcome to the show. We're so excited to have you. First of all, we love everything that you're doing. I have to shout out to Mar, who's in studio today. You can't see her, but she's behind the scenes. She actually introduced us on Instagram because I went through something crazy with one of our dogs where we had to have emergency surgery. Luckily, we had pet insurance, but not everybody has those kind of resources. And that's why I'm so glad that you're here so we can bring light to what's going on. And before we get into your fabulous organization, I want to talk about your story because you've been involved in this industry for a long time.
Yeah, about 17 years. So I was at a veterinary hospital for 17 years. I did not intend. I didn't grow up wanting to be a veterinarian or be in the industry, but fate had its way, and this is where I was meant to be. And I was actually in culinary school at the Art Institute of San Diego. When I started working at a veterinary hospital, my partner is a registered vet nurse, and they needed a little help after hours, and so I started helping them. I actually owned a restaurant in Arizona, and I was making a commute back and forth and wanted to be a chef. And my partner didn't love that because she comes from a family of chefs. And as you know, the restaurant industry is very hard work. And so I had mentioned it to the owner of the vet hospital that I was going to have to leave eventually and not be able to help out. And she said, have you ever thought about running a business that wasn't a restaurant or some of the other businesses that I had been in? And I gave it a shot, and then I was there for 17 years. And I fell in love with the industry. I think the reason why I fell in love is not just because of the animals, because animal lovers, people that love animals, there's something very special about them. They're compassionate, they're empathetic, and coming from the hospitality business, I wanted to sort of bring that maitre d' feeling to the vet hospital and make sure that these people that were full of anxiety and worried about their pets felt very good about their animals. So that's where it started, and here we are 17 years later. I was a fan of the Face Foundation from its inception. I thought it was a wonderful concept as somebody who was running a vet hospital, and got the opportunity to become the executive director, and here we are.
Amazing. And you've also, I have to give you kudos, you started Paws and Pints in La Jolla, which was a fundraiser that raised over $100,000 for Face Foundation and for the Rancho Coastal Humane Society. So you really are living and breathing. I mean, doing so much in the community.
7 days a week, 365. I don't know how to live any other way. It's kind of my personality. I am a workaholic, and I love it. I love my job. I love animals. And yes, Paws and Pints La Jolla was a fantastic event. It started at a little brewery, and I was looking forward to having 20 people there. If 20 people showed up, I thought it was going to be a success. Last year that we had it right before COVID, 500 people were there.
Oh my gosh.
And we raised over $100,000 for our friends at Rancho Coastal Humane Society and the Face Foundation. So, yeah, and we'll bring that back very soon, post-COVID, right? One thing at a time. We'll start with Bags and Bobbles, and then
Yes, and we're going to talk about that too. Okay, so I want to talk about your organization. So people that don't know what Face Foundation does, what do you guys do?
So the primary mission and the reason why it was founded was to pay for life-saving veterinary care for animals and for pet owners that could not afford that. The mission is to eliminate what we call economic euthanasia. It's when, sadly, it happens. They don't have the money to pay for their veterinary care, and the only other option is to put their pet down. Heartbreaking, heart-crushing situation to be in. There is another option. Sometimes it's out on the table, and that's relinquishing their animal, and sometimes to a shelter, and you really don't know what's going to happen to that animal at that point. So we want to remove that factor out of the equation, and we want people to know that you have someone to call, that we will step in and pay for that surgery and provide a grant for that life-saving vet care.
Wow. And I have to say too, I was lucky, I had insurance, but I've been in a situation where I didn't have insurance. And both times with my dog, I was told you had, two options, either euthanize your animal or get emergency surgery. And by the way, it's going to be $15,000. I mean, things like that. So I really understand how important that is. And I think that anything that we can do, I'm just so happy I learned about your organization because you guys are doing so much for the community. So I want to talk a little bit about what you guys do. You are partnering up with 180 veterinary hospitals, right, throughout San Diego. Let's talk about that side of things.
So the way that we kind of get our word out is through vets, right? A lot of, they see what's happening day in and day out with these pet owners, and they are in an exam room where a pet owner looks at a treatment plan, and you can read the kind of sigh that comes out of them when they see that number, whether it's 300 or 15,000, it varies, but not everybody can afford that vet bill. And so our relationships with our vets are critical because they're able to say, if you don't have the money, we have this organization in San Diego that you can call, and it's the FACE Foundation. So I would say, our relationships with our vet hospitals it's critical to our success. And of course, they provide discounts when they do the surgery in-house, which is great because it keeps our costs low. Wow. We are 100% funded by donations, and so we are cautious of our expenses, and all those vet hospitals do give us a discount and help us as much as they can.
That's amazing. And then I want to talk about some of the stories, right, with the grantees. Yeah. Heartstrings, like pull on your heartstrings. And I think we're going to run some pictures too, but Zachary, I know, was one that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So, on our website, we talk about Zachary is really special, and I think it represents the spectrum of the people that we serve. We obviously serve low-income families that don't have a lot of money, but then you have some people who have worked really hard their entire life. They have a retirement, but they hit a rough patch, and things just aren't going well for them. Zachary is a story of that situation. His mom is a businesswoman, worked her whole life, bought a home in Del Mar, wonderful human being, hardworking woman, and fell and suffered a traumatic brain injury and was taken out of the workforce. Zachary then became really an emotional support animal at that time. She had to go through lots of therapy, lots of physical therapy, was living on Social Security because she couldn't go back to work. He got an infection and was hospitalized at an emergency hospital in San Diego for 2 weeks. It became a very complicated medical case. They ended up recommending surgery, and after $22,000, the surgery didn't go well. And at this point, she had maxed out all of her credit cards, right? And then she found FACE. She saw FACE on a poster of the emergency room. Wow. And called us. And we were able to fund that final surgery. We also worked with that emergency hospital to refund some of her money. Because of our appeal to donors was so successful, we were able to give her some of that money back so that she wouldn't be in financial peril for the foreseeable future because of that surgery. So, and Zachary, I just met him. I went to their home to see him after the surgery. He's peppy. He's getting into things he's not supposed to again. He's running through the dirty pond and playing with his kitten siblings, and he's doing really well. But, he was facing euthanasia if FACE had not stepped in because of the cost of that veterinary care. So that's a great story and a great ending, and we want more people in San Diego to know about FACE.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So it's got to be so fulfilling to be making a difference, and actually after you do something like that.
Yeah. Good people, good things happen every day at FACE. Sometimes sitting at my desk at FACE talking to the people, and when we give somebody a grant, when we're able to say everything's going to be okay, lots of tears, right? We don't know what we're going to do. We don't have insurance. I lost my job during COVID. I haven't been able to get back in the workforce. And we're able to say, don't worry, where are you? We know them. Tell them to call us. Everything's going to be okay. That is such a wonderful representation. And donors, our community, our vets, make this all possible. So every day at the Face Foundation, we see the best of the human race. We really do. It's a fantastic place to work.
Well, that leads me to my next question, because for the viewers that want your help, or they need your help,
yes.
How does the process work? Can you kind of walk us through? I know on the website you can apply. Mm-hmm. How does it work?
So you apply for a financial grant. We need very basic things, your financial records, last 30 days. We ask that you do apply for care credit, which is, I think you're familiar with that.
Yes.
It's a credit card with no interest, and they fund things like veterinary care and dental care, actually. And then we get those results. We look at your financial statement. And then there's also a human factor, right? We're not an algorithm. We're not a robot at Face. We're people with a big heart. And so we do ask for those bank records and those parameters that we have to get. But then we talk to the person and find out what their situation is. You know, if they lost their job recently, they haven't had a job for a while, or they're taking care of somebody maybe elderly in their family. Every situation is different, but we approve based on mostly financial records and your financial situation.
Perfect. And there's a great video on their website that kind of walks you through the process. So definitely check that out. And we'll have everything on our website. Okay, so I also wanted to mention that you basically, you guys just came out with in January, you teamed up with Feeding San Diego, which is really exciting.
Yes.
And I think this is important because it's community outreach
yes.
for pets.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that, and will you be doing more with this program?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I have to, Sini Robb is the president of Face Foundation, and she's
Mm-hmm.
very passionate about this project. I have to give credit where credit is due. She is the reason why that community outreach is so successful. This is such an amazing program because Feeding San Diego feeds people that are in a food insecure situation. We come in and we set up pet food. And so when they come through and they get their food with Feeding San Diego, they'll ask them if they have a pet. And if they have a pet, then they come to our booth, and then we provide pet food for their family in addition to the food for their family. Such a great partnership, and we are increasing our partner. We do it, I think, about 2 or 3 times a month at this point.
Okay.
We're working with them. And it's also a great way to educate families that we exist. Mm-hmm. So not only are we giving them pet food, but we're telling them, if Fluffy ever gets into this situation, call us, we're here for you. So it's also part of our education program, which is the E in Face. So
I love that. And you guys can go to grants@faceforpets.org, and you can email, and also there's an Amazon wish list as well.
Yeah. And that's even kind of an extension of our community outreach. We do some work with Think Dignity. There's a place called the Burrito Boys. We can't go into everything I know on this show, but there's great human beings in San Diego doing wonderful things. And we've teamed up with them, and we do stuff downtown. And if you donate leashes, collars, anything to our community outreach program, we will go downtown San Diego and set up and make sure that people in need get those items.
I love that. So amazing. Okay, so we have to talk about bags and baubles. As you can see, we've got some beautiful bags here today. So this event, I know you didn't have it for a little bit because of COVID, but it's back.
Yes.
So let's talk about this event.
Yes. Bags and Baubles is this Sunday. This is our 11th annual Bags and Baubles, and we've had it, obviously we had it in person. It's at a beautiful estate in Rancho Santa Fe. This year it's at a new estate. I think we had about 400 people at the last Bags and Baubles. We are, being cautious, so we have maxed it out at 250, so get your ticket before it will sell out once we hit that number. But we have some fabulous bags this year. And I'm not a bag connoisseur. I have to, that's my disclaimer. But I do know that the Birkin bag.
The Birkin has made an appearance.
To talk about, yes. Yeah, and I want to mention this because my heart for animals, I don't know a lot about bags, but I do know this. I know their value, and I know that they're all donated by animal lovers. 100% of every purchase will save an animal. So if you think about that, you buy this bag, you pay for an animal's life-saving surgery. Mm-hmm. That's incredible.
Look at this Gucci. I already had my eyes on this Gucci. And I already went to the silent bidding because there's a silent auction.
It started today.
It already started. I went online. I already picked out the things that I want. It's amazing. You guys have so many good things. And I think some of the items are starting at like $12 or something to start bidding.
Yes.
So, okay, so there's going to be a silent auction. And then what else can we expect there?
So
at
this
the
year,
event?
so we always have complimentary wine, champagne, hors d'oeuvres. We've got some really cool dessert tiers, some local artists that came out and did some chocolate artisan, their works of art actually,
Wow.
all complimentary. This year we do have a private chef from Landini's who's going to be, there's a wood-fired oven at the estate, so we'll be providing pizzas for everybody that attends the event, live music, some bossa nova, some jazz, fantastic. Vanessa, who's an extraordinary vocalist, will be there with her husband, who's a flamenco guitarist. And just the estate is gorgeous. So bubbly, toast with your friends, eat, buy some bags, and save some pets.
Well, and it's also presented by Sky Facial Plastic Surgery.
Yes.
That we were talking about. We know Amber.
Amber is amazing. She's actually the vice chair of our board. Sky has done their own fundraisers for FACE. She also is one of those people that walks the walk. She just is such an animal advocate, and she does so much for FACE Foundation, and we're very, very grateful to Sky, her husband, and her for allowing us to host this event and really being so supportive of FACE.
We love it. And all the proceeds go back to saving the lives of pets in need. So we will raise a glass to that.
Yes.
On Sunday, because we will be there. And you guys, Stephanie has been so gracious. She's going to give away 2 tickets right now. So the first person that comments that they want to go to this event on our Facebook Live can get 2 tickets. So thank you so much for that.
You bet.
And
you
we'll
bet.
definitely, get the word out. But tickets are still available. But again, it's a smaller size. So you got to get the tickets ASAP because they're going to sell out.
Yes. Yes, so comment right now.
Yeah,
Tell us how much you love your
now.
pet. Yes.
And we'll get to the information. Well, I just want to say thank you so much. And then if people, obviously I'm assuming you need help like sponsors or like volunteers and things like that.
Yes.
People can go to the website to get in touch with you.
Face4pets.org. Face4pets.org.
Perfect.
And you can, it's right there. It's the big banner at the front. Just click on it. There's lots of information. Reach out to us. We can use all the support that San Diego is willing to give us. And we're back after 2 years, and we're so excited. So can't wait to see you there. And of course, Mar, I have to also give credit to Mar, who's in the studio today, who has just been really running the show and bringing this event back to life. So
Coordinator extraordinaire.
Yes.
We love it. Well, thank you so much for being here and, shedding light on this because it's so
you.
important. I'm so glad I found out about you guys. I know so many people that are interested and that are going to need these resources. So thanks for everything that you do.
Thank you.
We love it.
Thank you.
We're so excited. So get your tickets, you guys. We'll have everything on the website, face4pets.org. Okay, so don't touch that remote or whatever you say. Don't touch that stop on your Facebook Live because we're going to show you a little commercial. And then when we come back, we're talking all things Gator by the Bay. So we'll see you in a minute. Thank you.
My name is Windus Fernandez-Brancourt with Trilogy Financial Services. I'm the Managing Vice President of Trilogy here in the San Diego region. So what we offer here at Trilogy Financial Services is full-scale, comprehensive financial planning. Anything from helping you take a baby step to starting a retirement plan or to understanding how to take income from all of your investments. If you're a small business owner and you're trying to understand what it is you need to do or what plan is best for your company, we can help you with that as well. So what a client can expect when they come to see us is us really getting to understand what makes them tick. If I try to tell a client their number one goal is retirement planning when actually their number one goal is to buy a house, we're not going to have a successful relationship. So what a client's going to expect is for us to understand who they are and help them reach their success. So here at Trilogy Financial Services, our goal is to help you wherever you're at in your financial plan. So if it's getting started in your first career, understanding what to save into what bucket, we can do that. We don't believe in having asset minimums. So then our objective is to help you grow and build your wealth. If you've had an inheritance, if you're looking to sell a business, we can help you manage money regardless of the size of that asset. That's why we have a team. A lot of people feel anxiety regarding financial planning. Our objective is to help take the anxiety out of it because we feel like when we can empower you to understand what your options are and how to get started, that we can help you sleep better at night. At Trilogy, ultimately, we work with clients in 3 channels. Our goal is to help clients. So we have clients who come to us just for asset management, and we can do that without a financial planning fee. Then we have clients who come to us to understand how to get organized. Where is their money going? We try to make sure that we're helping you achieve the financial plan you want, and we have a channel to work with you in whatever capacity is best for you. My goal is to be a resource for you. Please feel free to reach out anytime.
Welcome back, you guys. Okay, so we're so excited. You know, we love dancing, we love music, and Gator by the Bay Festival is back after 2 years. I've got producer Peter Oliver here today. Hi.
Hey, I'm so honored to be here, actually. Thank you very much for inviting us.
We're so excited to have you. I heard about your festival and I was like, oh my gosh, this is your 19th year, so congratulations.
Right, it's right. It is the 19th year, and we were hoping it would be the 20th year, but as you well know, it didn't happen. But we are back, and we're back in force.
Okay, so 19 years, taking place May 5th to the 8th. We're going to talk about all the fabulous details, but I want to talk about your inspiration for how you got started and involved in the festival.
Well, that goes back a long time. So I walked into this bar. No, it was, I went to Jazz Fest in 1988 in New Orleans. I walked into this bar on Maple Street. It was the Oak Leaf Bar. No, it was the Maple Leaf Bar on Oak Street, as I remember now. It goes back. Anyway, there was a guy playing an accordion. I had never heard accordion music. And I was completely and utterly inspired because I had been a dancer all my life. And that particular type of music affected me so strongly. And his name was Ward, and he was playing in a band called Filet. It was Cajun music. And there was a fiddle, there was a triangle, there was a drum kit, and I just went gaga. And I said, I found it. And I didn't even know I was looking for it. Seriously, it was so crazy.
So you've always been into this music. And then Bon Tom's is actually a dance group,
well, no, actually,
right?
the Bon Ton Social Club is a club that we started, a group of us in San Diego in 1993, I believe it was. So, and we have had dances on Saturday nights, nonstop, except for the last 2 years.
Okay.
For, I think it's been now 28 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's amazing.
And then in 2001, we said, hey, let's have a festival. so a few friends of ours got together and we created Gator by the Bay.
Well, we have to talk about this event because it is fabulous. People come from all over the world, over 100 live performances, 7 stages. So talk to us a little bit about what people can expect.
Well, as soon as you walk in the gate, you know that you're in a different place. You're not really in San Diego, but here you are on San Diego Bay, and the weather is spectacular, the breeze is luscious, and the smells and the sounds, because the stages are staggered, and we have a central food court, so as soon as you walk in, you start getting these experiential feelings. And so you're listening to one group of music, and we have these huge dance floors and these big covered, big tents. And so there's always something going on starting at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, so let's talk about some other things too, because it's by San Diego International Airport. It's at Spanish Landing Park, right?
Right.
Which is beautiful. The Sheraton's right there as well. So you can take dance lessons, which I was really excited about, right? There's dance lessons.
We have this whole pavilion. It's a 20 by 40 pavilion that's just dedicated to dance lessons. Isn't that great? I mean, seriously, all day long on Saturday and Sunday, every 50 minutes you can take a dance lesson. And we have Cajun, of course. We have Zydeco. We have blues and swing dancing. We have salsa. So we try to include everybody. We're an extremely diverse organization as far as the kind of music we provide, because I didn't want to end up being this narrow clique of stuff, of music and food. So we are Louisiana themed for sure, but the type of music that we have is across the board.
Wow.
It's wonderful.
And the food. I mean, I think we have some pictures of the beignets and the crawfish and the chefs and everything that come in.
Oh, that's true. I'll tell you what, we are so authentic. Seriously, in San Diego, we are so authentic that the state of Louisiana sends a chef out to do our cooking demonstrations. Seriously.
Oh my
really,
gosh.
yeah, we have Chef Pat Mold from Lafayette, Louisiana. I talked to him. He and I are pals because I go to Lafayette all the time. And he's going to be doing cooking demonstrations at the food demo tent. And it's always full. That's the great thing about Gator by the Bay as well, is that all of the stages are full all the time. And because it's different types of music on each stage, and different activities on the dance pavilion and at the food demo place, that there's always something to do. And it's impossible, I would say, to have a bad time. It's impossible.
Well, and we have to talk about the lineup because this is amazing. The bands that you have coming in.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a few of the bands.
Well, okay, we'll start with the Cajun and Zydeco because that's our theme, Louisiana. So we have Gino Delafose and French Rock and Boogie. We have, and now I remember Gino back when he was 12 years old, and he was the drummer in John Delafose's band. That was back a long time ago, because he's a lot older now, and so am I. But it was great. I remember when he was the drummer, and that's how all the children, this is the whole Cajun and Zydeco community, it's legacy music, because pretty much everybody who's a star now, everybody in the Cajun and Zydeco community started off being the drummer in their daddy's band.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And it goes back generation after generation after generation. I mean, I can personally say I've seen 4 generations of Cajun and Zydeco artists in my tenure as being an aficionado of this stuff.
Well, and
crazy.
It must be fun to pick the lineup. I was going to ask you, how do you do that?
Oh, it's really difficult because there's so many good bands out there.
Right.
You just don't know what to do. It's like, so anyway, my primary interest and purpose is to give us a diverse enough pick that there's no one on the planet that cannot pick a band that they would like to go see at Gator by the Bay. There's enough happening, and it's diverse enough that there's always going to be something to listen to that you will like. So we'll start again. We'll say Cajun, we'll say Zydeco, we'll say blues, we'll say swing, we'll say country, and then of course there's all the demonstrations. And we have this really cool little stage called the Bayou Grove. And so all the many of the principal bands that I bring them over here, and it's considered like a back porch stage, right? And so what they do, they sit just like this.
Okay.
And we have a little tiny stage and a bunch of hay bales out here like this. And they talk about their music.
Wow.
And they show you how to play the accordion. And then they show you how to do a fiddle. And they talk about their experiences. It's crazy. And guess what? We have this great artist called Alice Wallace who does yodeling.
Oh my
gosh. And she's going to do a yodeling demonstration. And everybody will get a chance to yodel. So it's crazy.
Well, and I'm excited about
wonderful.
Steve Riley and the Mamu Playboys because they've been around for like 30 years, right?
Right.
Backwaters of Southwest Louisiana.
That's
They're
right.
going to be amazing.
Yep, they
Can't wait.
He's in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, or very close to it. And I remember seeing a photograph of Steve Riley when he was 13. And he was sitting on the edge of the stage like this, looking up at one of the greatest artists like Dewey Balfa or somebody like that. And it was like, it was so classic. I'm going to do that someday, he says. And he did. He did. He started his band in 1989, and I was there. I saw it. And he came up, oh, wow, he just rose like a star. It was great.
Well, and tell the people a little bit of a timeline of the event because it kicks off on Thursday the 5th, right? With an evening concert?
Yes.
So how does it work for the weekend?
On the Thursday night, the gates open at 6, and we have Clinton Davis playing early American music on the green, as we call it. There's a little dance floor, and it's out on the grass, and we'll have a variety of food options and drinks, of course, if you want. And then so we have that from 6 to 7. And then at 7 o'clock, we have Gino and the Lone Gunman, who's a really popular blues guy in San Diego. So he'll play for an hour. And then at about 8:15, we start with Tom Rigney and Flambeau. Now, Tom Rigney is like a superstar in Northern California. And he's traveled internationally. He plays the fiddle. He's really flamboyant, and he's beautiful. And he's also bringing in a Grammy Award winner, Michael Doucet,
Wow.
from the band Beausoleil. I mean, and he's gonna, so Beausoleil, so we're gonna have multiple fiddles. And secretly, I'm not supposed to say this, but Steve Riley might sit in too.
Wow.
So we'll have 3 Cajun fiddles going at once. So
Oh my gosh, I love it.
it's going to be a must-see show. If you even remotely like this kind of music, it's a must-see show.
Well, we were talking earlier, and the hotel packages are going quick too. So I think there are the packages still available on the site now.
Yeah, and we do have multiple really local hotels that are available now. So all you have to do is go to gatorbythebay.com, click on lodging, and then you'll see all of the options. And you know, things change constantly. So if you're really interested in coming, especially last minute, then I would say keep trying, make a phone call us up.
Call them, and we have everything online. And I want to tell you that the tickets are available online. Thursday night concert tickets start at $40. Daily festival tickets range from $55 to $65. Children 17 and under are admitted free with a paid adult, which is fabulous. So it's a great Mother's Day weekend, right? I mean, the family.
We started off our very first festival, we invited children for free. Oh. Seriously. And I think it's...
I know, it's emotional. I know. It's especially, I think, especially for doing this for so long.
It's a family affair. It really is. It's so funny how I get so emotional about these things.
You're so passionate. He's going to teach me how to dance too. He's a good dancer. We were doing that earlier. But you guys, I think it's so amazing. And also, hosted patron passes are available for $180 a day, Saturday or Sunday, or $340 for both days. So this is going to be fabulous. I'm so excited. I can't wait. And we've got some fun stuff in here too, right?
Yeah.
You brought us some goodies.
Let's open it up.
Okay, we're going to open it real quick.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm going to need a fan after that one.
I'm going to need this.
Look at this. Oh, so anyway, so we have fans. Oh, and you know what?
I love this.
This is called a New Orleans hanky. And what you do during the second line parade, which we have Saturday and Sunday, we have this huge costumed parade, which everyone is invited to. Everybody who comes into the gate, please participate in the parade. We'll have a 20-piece brass band, goes from one end of the festival to the other, and we end up with a second line, and we just party for about 20 minutes. It's just great. It's crazy.
I love it.
It just happens.
This is amazing. You guys, you got to get out there. And there's beads, of course. We've got beads in here.
Everybody's invited to get costumed.
And before we go, I just want to ask you, what's your favorite thing about your festival, would you say? Is it the community?
You know, I'm going to have to say the parade.
The parade.
Guess. I get to lead it.
We had a picture of him running the parade.
I get in my tuxedo and my top hat. I almost brought my top hat, but I said, no, I'm going to save that. I'm going to save it. So I get in my top hat, and I get my tuxedo and my tails, and I got my umbrella. And everybody's invited. Everybody, bring an umbrella, bring a costume, dress up in your finest, and just enjoy yourself. That's all. It's all about just breathing in the good times and breathing in the great air and listening to all the music and eating. A lot of that going on, I'll tell you.
Well, we cannot wait. We're so excited. Thank you so much for being here today and educating us.
My pleasure.
We can't wait to be there. We'll all be there. So get your tickets. We'll have everything on the website. And then you guys be safe out there. Be nice to each other. Events are happening. The sun is out. So, be safe, and we'll see you next time when we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay. I love this.